What's up, guys? It's just another sunny day. So, my field placement's going better, but it had to go through some fairly ugly hurdles to get there. The situation about 2 weeks ago got kind of weird and ugly because I was looking for more hours and I was looking for more variety and a number of other reasons. Partially because I wasn't getting along with my teachers well because I just was being ignored in the classroom. But that wasn't the main reason. She was never there because she's so busy. Like every other Friday, she's gone, and I was worried about getting all my hours in time. Because she's got tennis and she's doing all this other stuff with the district, and she's just really busy. So, in order to get my hours, I started a conversation up with a couple of the people involved, like Dr. Young and so on and so forth. And there's no good way to put it. We were leaving class one day, and I pulled Dr. Young aside, and I'm like, hey, out of these teachers, if I go for another teacher just to make sure I get my hours, which one of these is probably, I don't know, the best fit? Do you know any of these people? You've been doing it a while. So she's like, well, let's talk to Miss Perkins, who's the teacher we share the classroom with. And she was like, okay, well, this, that, and the other thing. This one's teaches this one teaches this. And she kind of just like, well, I'd go for this teacher. She gave me the advice. And so I thought everything was kosher. I thought I had a good setup. I was going to talk to that teacher, see if I could get with him. It was between two different teachers. And the first teacher already had a student placement, so I couldn't go with that teacher. And the second teacher was like, yeah, that's Brian Budenhagen. And he's actually pretty cool, and I'm with him now on Tuesdays. I'm also with Miss Toff on Fridays. That wasn't the original plan, but it is now. So, but basically what happened was, I guess the English department played a giant game of telephone. And I don't know what was said exactly, but when I came in to see Miss Toff on my next field placement, her feelings were very hurt. And she was, I don't know what the other people in the English department said and what they inferred from my conversation with Miss Perkins, but yeah, it wasn't good. She was unhappy, and you could tell her feelings were very hurt. And I was like, well, it has to do with scheduling mostly, And I mean, I didn't say that, I did everything I could, to save her feelings, because there's no reason to hurt someone's feelings if you don't need to, but I mean, whatever. But, so I wasn't going to stay with her on Fridays because there's so little I was getting out of that. But because of the whole situation, I didn't want to make her feel any worse than I already, the situation I already had. So I stayed with her on Friday for my Friday placement, and I'm with Brian Budenhagen on my Tuesday placement. And so now I have two teachers. And I'm learning lots from him. Like, he has conversations with me about, what he thinks about teaching, his different ideas, and he has a bigger variety too. Like, Michelle Toff teaches 3 classes. That's it. She teaches 2nd period, 3rd period, and 6th period. And that was part of my problem. Is my conflict was I'm on Tuesdays I could only get there after after 2nd period, right at the beginning of 3rd period. So I would literally see her teach for 2 classes, and that was it. I might not even make that first class depending on traffic, getting to and from school. So, scheduling aside, that was the number one reason, that I needed to get a different teacher. So now I'm with Brian, and he's cool. He's willing to answer questions and have, conversations about, the way he teaches and why he teaches and what he thinks about the different things he does. And I'm getting a better, high school perspective. I still, like I said, like I've said before, I had a much better placement in my last field placement. But, it is what it is. We all move on. And I'm teaching this coming week. I'm teaching, 2 lessons, I think, coming up. And one of them is for Dr. Young's observation. I'm a little nervous about that, but I think I'll do fine. Brian's not exactly forward planner, I guess I should say. It's not that he doesn't plan, it's just anything that's extra, he just kind of does it on the fly. So I've been trying to get out of him information about what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday. Because I want it to fit into his plan, because, we're there taking up their time with their students, I want to make sure I'm not being a burden. So I want to teach whatever plan he's going to teach. But he wants me to modify it, but I don't know what he's doing, and he hasn't sent it to me, and he was supposed to send it to me during the week, and he still hasn't. So I emailed him today. Hopefully he'll get it to me by tomorrow so I can proof it and send him a version to make sure it's what he wants taught in his class by Monday, so because I teach on Tuesday for my official observation. So yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm a little nervous. I'm not, mostly because it's part of the main focus of the class is doing these, getting observed. So I'm nervous for that reason, not because I'm gonna be in front of the students. I don't care. That's the thing that I'm the most comfortable with, is being in front of the kids, talking, teaching the lessons, keeping to a lesson plan. That stuff doesn't bother me. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, the placement was very, very awkward. It was, yeah. I'll just be glad when this one's done. This has been a fairly crappy placement for me, I'm not gonna lie. So, well, I had a few minutes to do this at work, so I'm gonna go back to work, and yeah, I hope this kind of gives you guys a little insight into, I guess, what's going on in my field placement.